So,
hey man, the two brothers back to it, man. We appreciate everybody that dropped something off in that cash out and supported us and donated to the channel. And we would highly appreciate it if you subscribe to the channel. Troy, man, let's get on to it, family.
Yeah, two brothers gonna work it out. Good God, two brothers gonna work it out. Not one but two brothers gonna work. Not one. Brothers gonna work. One but two.
brothers gonna work. Yeah. Golly, let the strap loose.
The strap sound good.
In this thing too, man. But good. Welcome to the two brothers. We in them, your co-host Troy Smith. We got the power father Trevor Jackson on this thing. What's up, Trev?
What's good? What's good? What's good, man? Hey, I'm happy to be on the power with my brother. And
who you talking about? That's what I'm talking about. Look, guess what though? They've been talking about lately the Mount Rushmore artists.
Yeah.
You know, people been making their own Mount Rushmores.
Yeah. The city.
Of the city.
Yeah.
So we're gonna play the first face. We're gonna put on the two brothers Mount Rushmore right now. You ready for that, man? Are you ready for the thing, man?
Let's listen to it.
Let's go with it. Snake the Great, baby. One in a million.
I like that guy.
You like that guy? We in there.
Because you're one in a million.
You're one in a million.
And there's no one like you, baby.
Like you, baby.
Like you, baby.
Like you, baby.
Because you're one in a million.
You're one in a
I
million.
said you're one in a million.
And there's no one like you, baby.
Like you, baby.
Like you, baby.
Like you, baby.
Yeah, like Bonnie.
That's our Mount Rushmore starting out right there. Look, go ahead, Trill.
Because this is way too real.
It's couple. Hustle. Never have to second guess if I love you. We live lavish.
Look, you know what's sad though? We're gonna get a strike on that too. You know why?
Why is that, fam?
That boy up here super signed. Signed himself, man.
You know what's crazy when they put that Mount Rushmore on there?
What's that, dog?
I knew ahead of time that the snake guy wouldn't be mentioned.
I seen one of the comments you put on there too.
I knew the snake guy wouldn't be mentioned, but you want me to tell you like what he brought to the streets of the city though?
What'd he do, dog?
The snake guy was the first street rapper in the whole city.
2001, 20 years strong, man. You 21 years, man.
Yeah, 2001.
Hold on.
Yeah.
You know what I say to that though, Trill? This is what I say to that though, man. Because I seen what you put on there. When you said I cannot participate, but much love to everybody. And this is a song I dedicate. I know you dedicate to that. I know you was feeling that when they were talking to you. Stop that. What did it say, Trill? Uh-oh, here we go. I think it's the hardest Jack ever went before to me.
Hard.
Everything looking up now. I can't go back down. Everything looking up now. I can't go back down. On top, I shall remain. Came from nothing.
Hold on, say it, Trill.
Everything, nothing changed. 28 grams on the chain.
Ain't gonna open up. I'm feeling good, been coming up. I only talk money, so what? I only pour hand in my cup. What you talking about? I can get you fucked.
That's it. That's what he said. Did you hear what he said, did you? What you talking about? Oh, let me go and finish playing that.
Leaving lame niggas in the dust. In God I trust. Elevation here is a must. I'm getting to the bread like dunks. When I step out, they starstruck. Shit, you know me, it's all love. Had to drag my feet out through the mud, trying to knock me off, but I won't budge.
God, that went in, dog.
Don't need a bug, trying to make a profit every single month. I'm a young Nipsey, how I double up. You gotta hear me out, no mama stuff. I remember days when we had it rough. Now I flex on them till they had enough, and I won't stop till it's 100 plus.
Golly.
Something I never hold a grudge. You needed it more, and that's what it was.
Do you hear what he just said, though? I gotta break his verse down. He went in so hard.
Yeah, he said he could care less about what individuals talking about right now. Everything on the up and up.
He said you get you can. He took what he said. You could take $2. You must need it more than I did, type thing.
You
Let me take it back a little bit. Let me take it back a little bit. What?
borrowing money from me.
And I won't stop till it's 100 plus. If you owe me something, I never hold a grudge. You
Right there, you needed more. Go ahead.
needed it more, and that's what it was. Insert emoji with the shoulder shrug. Everything.
Golly.
He said after you fake me out, I just inserted the emoji in the message with the shoulder shrugs. You can have it. You can keep
Now we're gonna get a strike on you. Can you block? Can you make sure we don't get blocked?
That's yeah.
'Cause I want to play this whole thing. I want to hear all three of y'all verse.
Go on, let's do it then.
We're gonna do it. We're gonna break down your verse.
I can't go back down. Everything looking up now. I can't go back down. On top, I shall remain.
I had a couple cup words.
It's all good. Let's go.
Nothing
Look
changed.
at this.
28 grams on the chain. Show me love or show me hate. I'm the great, never fake.
Done. That's. Did you hear what he just said?
Show me love or show me hate.
God, that right there already just stopped the whole thing.
Yeah. Everything looking up now.
Still, but let me ask you, is it really hating if someone doesn't mention you on the mountain?
Nah, it's not hating. It's a perception. It's how they view things, because I seen a couple of individuals that proclaim to be street pharmacists that's actually informants, but they're not those Mount Rushmore list. That doesn't look good. When you
Don't look good.
Informant is one of the top 4 individuals ever from your city. Whew.
Paperwork, huh?
Yeah, got paperwork on their name, so that don't look too well. Couple of
But so let's go ahead and keep going. Let's see
The
what
fake sky ain't the limit. No gimmicks, boy, I'm a chemist. Turn 1 in the 5, them boys mad, I'm still alive. Snake and Jack, yeah, we back. Never slack, counting stacks to the ceiling. With lames, I have no dealers. Cross me.
Okay, explain that.
energy.
Uh-huh.
I don't deal with lame energy. I don't deal with bad energy. I don't deal with energy of negativity. It's just all positive over this way. We live on eggshells. That's the title of the podcast. Eggshells. We living on eggshells in this world right now, but I separate myself from lames. I don't have no dealings. And I don't have no feelings.
Let's keep it going.
I had no feelings, always on the up and up. $1 million plus, what I'm chasing. Young Neo, this ain't the Matrix. Dripping like
Did you hear what he said, man? Young Neil, this ain't the major. I mean, you keeping it that real where you not faking at all. No playing around.
No.
Why is that, Trevor?
Brothers, we don't do that around this way.
We don't do a lot of that, huh?
Nah, we don't do no faking.
We can't. Not even a lot of. We just don't do that.
That's just not part of our pedigree. It's just not.
Not the Matrix, man.
Not the Matrix. We ain't living in the Matrix, because a lot of people are mentally caught up in the Matrix. They actually ain't living in it. They're mentally in the Matrix. They live in something that's not a reality. Mentally.
Okay.
I've been there.
extra wavy.
You been there. Oh, you heard these boys say extra wavy. Where does the wavy neutron come from?
Wavy neutron come from a guy that thought he was pretty, and he kept one of them $50 brushes in his hand all the time. Part of a wave community out of Detroit. You know what I mean? I used to be down with some boys in Detroit. We used to package grease. We used to sell $50 brushes with graffiti on them. Like, you know,
Yeah,
I know how to
Caribbean.
Yeah. And I know how to paint. So they would send me a whole bunch of brushes, and I would paint team logos on them. Or I would paint whatever design they wanted on them. They want their face on it, I could put it on there. And that's Wavy Neutron. I was part of a wave community, and we made money together. We made plenty of money together too. For real. I couldn't keep up.
And this is was this when you was in your previous career, or was it afterwards?
It was immediately afterwards. That's when I first got legal, and I said, man, when I live this legal lifestyle, I gotta have multiple hustles. So one of my hustles was being a part of the wave community. And I give my secret sauce. Like, you can go to a beauty supply, get you some shea butter, get you some black seed oil and some castor oil, and stir it up and put you a fragrance in it and freeze it. and have you a dope pomade to get you some waves.
He just gave you some goddamn game. Go ahead with it.
Mm-hmm.
Slow, stupid, hazy, 100 hoes going crazy. Money long, so I'm lazy. Shoot a lame like the baby, cause you was foul and it was flagrant. Ball
Go ahead, explain it. Explain it, sir.
Well, I live in Charlotte now.
You sure do.
And shoot a lame like the baby. That was a hot topic in the hip hop community. And I wouldn't shoot nobody unless they did something that was foul or it was a flagrant foul. You know, like a flagrant foul in basketball, somebody do something excessive to you.
Right.
You know what I mean? And my reaction wouldn't be fighting back. I'm shooting a lame like the baby. I'm not a violent individual. I'm not promoting violence, but at the end of the day, that's what it is.
Foul, and then say it was foul. You was flagrant.
Mm-hmm.
It was just out of order. You done took a flop. You were so flagrant. I mean, you okay.
Yeah, you was flagrant. So
all real, we ain't faking. Crush linen, ice women, scandalous pimps, bubble businesses.
Okay. Crushed lemon. What is that?
That's the type of fabric material that we have on our body.
See, linen or lemon?
Linen, crushed linen.
Crushed linen.
Yeah, crushed linen. You know the velvet.
Yeah.
Back at home, they call it velvet.
So you breaking it down, even just, and then you said something about some pimping.
I said crushed linen. I'm rocking ice. I'm having women. We riding bubble Benzes. Crushed linen. Ice women. Scandalous
pimping.
Scandalous pimping. Driving bubble Benzes. So,
but you know what's interesting, Trevor? You actually said you don't write none of your stuff down.
Nah. That verse was, I heard Jack do the hook and the verse, and I just said it. That was just said off top of the head.
So you like the Knoxville Jay-Z?
Yeah. Hell yeah. I would consider myself that, to be honest.
That, you know, honestly, believe it or not, and I ain't joking, because you my partner in this. I'm just saying. Remember, I called you one day, say, man, I hear Trevor's voice, the cadence. And so did you actually look up the Jay-Z in regards to what you were doing?
I looked up to the status, but I didn't look up to the rhyme scale or nothing. My favorite artist is Pimp C at the end of the day because of the brash honesty. You know, he was a very honest individual, but Jay-Z, the status and him separating himself from everybody else. That's why I wouldn't care about being in someone's Mount Rushmore, because I'm not on the Mount Rushmore. You can't include that guy that was just rapping with any multitude of other individuals, because the things that's being said on those records and the things that's being done in real life is not comparable to the other artists. It's just not. It's impossible. They can't say and do those things and it be a reality. They might can rap better. They might can pick better beats, have better engineers and all of that. But in comparison to the lifestyle, it's no comparison.
You know what's interesting though, that we talked, what we named this show, Eggshells.
Yes, sir.
And we were talking about how everything now is about walking and being careful and stepping on eggshells.
Yeah, we got a cancel culture. We got to be careful about talking about homosexuality, which is something that happened today. We'll get into later on.
Right.
We got to talk about like the eggshells. We living on eggshells now. Can't talk about racist topics or nothing without pausing yourself and hold up for a minute. I didn't mean it this way.
Yeah. And with that being the case, though, Mr. Jackson, if you really live the life of a street pharmacist, you in a sense gotta be on eggshells unless you never lived it. Because if you never lived it, you easily can talk about things and put stuff out there.
And you don't have to hide. You can still be out in public. Like
right.
You can be out in public and be talking reckless because that's not who you really are.
And if you are living and doing it, you can talk it and if you did talk it in a sense, you got to still be on eggshells, not to say and do too much. But then someone can truly vouch and say, no. We know that this guy truly was doing that.
Yeah. Man, it
makes sense.
Plenty of sense. It's police officers that'll tell you the things that I was speaking on was true. What what is he? David Raj Longhead. He the head of the TVA. He was behind Trump when Trump came to Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
He can vouch for those records. He can speak for that because he's seen it. He witnessed it. He knows that individual personally. So he can vouch for that. And he's the head of the TVA. These boys running around, running from rookies, lying on records. But I don't want to talk bad about individuals because I done had individuals on the podcast and all of that.
But honestly, nowadays, like down in Florida, them boys are saying exactly what they did at the murder scene, where they trying to show that they are truly living it. So it's like a catch-22. The eggshells are in place, sir. Let me go ahead and finish a little bit of this. Then we're gonna play a little bit of E and get out of here. We preaching today.
Everything looking up now. I can't go back down. Everything looking up.
Snake the Great, y'all. Snake the Great. Up and up.
On top, I shall remain. Came from nothing, now I'm having things.
Having things, nothing changed. 28 grams on the
Up
chain.
and up, and we don't give a fuck. It's cold blooded and we leveled up. It's La Familia, all we got is us. We don't need a strap to call you niggas bluff. Or you hating niggas getting out of line. We don't need a light to see us shine. We on the up and up, and we so high. We should start our own damn airline. Like the Roll Tide in Golden State, the Patriots and LeBron James. Niggas hate us cause we keep winning and been running this shit for decades. Snake started out running the cars. Jack started out running the ball.
He's saying exactly. He broke it down. Snake started out running the cars. Jack started out running the ball.
He started out running the rap game, and that's how I'm gonna feed us all. But he said for decades though, because like it's another thing too about artists from Tennessee or Knoxville or whatever. Knoxville artists, like I feel like my legacy in Knoxville won't be appreciated till I'm dead.
And sadly, why do we have to do that for anything though? Everything is not, you don't truly know how much of a leg someone has or impact until they are actually gone. Why is that?
Time is moving so fast and people don't, they only appreciate the moment. They ain't gonna give you your flowers while you're alive. They're gonna give you your flowers after you die. And they're gonna go back and listen, and your streams gonna go up and everything gonna move forward. Podcast numbers gonna do more because they're gonna be like, dang, he was trying to highlight us. He was showing us love. He was jumping on records completely for free. He was putting artists on, doing graphics for artists for completely free, showing love, getting mixtape DJs together and coalitions and all of that for free, completely free, trying to show love to the city, but they don't show the love back. But it ain't no hate behind it or whatever. It's just not gonna stop. It's gonna continue to keep going. It's gonna go. After I'm dead and gone, it's somebody gonna replace me and do the same thing because they got they heart is full of love. They heart ain't dry and beaten and envious, and you know what I mean. It's gonna be somebody to replace that person at the end of the day.
I just hope any artist or even yourself, what you've already done, the proper things, is making sure that when you are gone and streams and everything else take up and go up, you're properly paperwork wise, where your family and people behind you can be able to reap those benefits that you laid the foundation for.
Yeah, because like being alive, just like the George Floyd situation, being alive, an artist or a creator might not be worth $1,000, but when he died, like George Floyd situation, the family got a $27 million settlement. That's what your creativity is going to bring your family when you're dead and gone. If your paperwork right, somebody gonna just get $10 million right off top first week, off of all the hard work and sweat that you put in, the equity that you put in on just being a genuine individual. And that's crazy.
Brother got us publishing and everything on point. Get your publishing and stuff done. While you writing music and writing raps and all them beats and everything else, make sure you with the 3 publishing houses. EMI, ASCAP, not ASCAP, whatever. Yeah, I think it's ASCAP. BMI.
Yeah, BMI, ASCAP.
And the other one, but you know those things are important. So your rhymes actually continue. So like for example, Trevor was blessing someone. He blessed somebody. He blessed somebody because he actually heard his music played in them in a video,
Yeah.
in a movie, in a documentary. He could have easily striked them down.
Yeah. Hit him with the strike.
He could have hit him with the bow. Hey, I need to get that bread off of you.
Every stream.
And we talked about it.
Yeah.
And I said, what you gonna do, Trevor? Uh-oh. I said, well, Trevor, what you gonna do? I'm gonna let him live, man.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Because believe it or not, also that's gonna possibly they're gonna say, oh, that whose song is that? And that was one of your old tracks from back in the day.
2004 track. Yeah.
Y'all better recognize the stuff when people showing love and let it roll out.
Yeah. Man, appreciation. That's the key word.
We should almost name the show appreciation, but we're walking on eggshell right now. Let's finish this out.
Yeah.
And this rap shit, that's how a nigga try to feed the sauce, cold-blooded bitch.
You know, we typically try to do no cussing, but we just had to play our Mount Rushmore. Presidente. We ain't played no Captain T. I couldn't get mad. I only had 2 albums. And wasn't nobody's street music. The Captain T wasn't no streets.
But a lot of those all of those individuals were street artists. That's crazy that they put in the Mount Rushmore. But who cares?
Who cares? Well, we on it now. We on it, man. Hey, welcome officially. We 21 minutes in. We were talking about breaking down music.
Yeah.
For my boy Trail. I mean, we really got into that, man. That wasn't expected at all.
We content creators, man. We real content.
Like we really got into that. We got into that, man. That was not expected to do. But we here though, man. And we officially in. We took time off and we're back like we never left.
Well, I got a question to ask you.
Go ahead, man.
A little video that's like 10 seconds.
Okay, go ahead.
To think about this, I want to bring a new segment or just a segment of a lot of podcasts I got.
Let's go.
Do you got a story from your past life in the hood? Okay, we'll get into that later on in the pod.
Wait, were you asking me that rhetorically, or was you really asking me, do I have a story about in the hood? Now, I can tell you about any of them. I'm like plenty of them.
Not just one specific.
I lived 18 years in the projects, man. So
yeah, I lived 21.
And that was just until I went to college to move into a different project, which is basically called a dormitory. Mm-hmm. So that's a whole other thing.
Yes, sir. But let's break it down. Why we titled the podcast "EggShells" again?
You tell me, Trevor, because we just talked about a little bit. We gave a little hint about eggshells and how we typically in the day's life, everything is so politically correct. You got to do things right.
Yeah,
you can get counseled around this mug.
You can get counseled.
Yeah. You get if you're not saying the right thing, it's a wrap. Go ahead.
You can get fired from your job.
Absolutely.
Or you can, if you run a business, that name will have no worth no more because people won't see the value in it because of something that you did. Like men running around here dehydrated for having sex with women. It's a lot.
You said men running around here dehydrated.
They dehydrated, fam.
Why they dehydrated from having sex with women? What you talking about?
I know we can get on into it. You had something to say about this is the 100th year of the Tulsa, the Black Wall Street situation.
Absolutely, yeah.
And I'm gonna get on into a little bit of it, my part, what I'm thinking about it. Like I did a show about the Red Summer in Knoxville recently, and this Black Wall Street thing. It was you know why it started?
Which one, Black Wall Street?
Yeah, Black Wall Street.
Because of George Washington Carver?
Nah, they said that I was listening to that podcast today that I turned you on to.
Okay, yeah.
On the History Channel, and they said it started because a man found out that a black man was having sex with his white wife.
No.
And but you know, that's the story to every war almost.
Yeah. Then you asked that one time, you said why every black man demise or every man demise in general, but I think it's about black at the time, always is related to a female.
Yeah. And that's
you said sex.
Yeah, and that's the same thing that happened in Knoxville with the man who had a relationship with a white woman. They said he raped her, they locked him up and everything. And now Gwen and everybody in Knoxville, the black individuals that's in powerful positions, they trying to get his name exonerated. I forgot his last name, Mays. I know it's something Mays.
Okay.
But they trying to get him exonerated because that was a false crime. Like, why they always try to use the black man dating a white woman to start race wars or whatever.
Yeah. And that's kind of interesting that always happened like that. It's like flicker, but that's interesting that happened like that because I thought Black Wall Street was started because George Washington Carver, and it depends on where you're listening or who you're speaking with, because there's different stories for everything.
Yeah,
it's not documented in paperwork that could have been burned. God dang it! They try to help you forget.
Truth be told. All
But
right.
George Washington Carver, from my understanding, George Washington Carver went to, first of all, it was a migration from Greenwood, Mississippi.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of blacks were going north. That's typical, this typical thing that was going on. And they was going to Tulsa, Oklahoma. And there was so many people from Greenwood where they said they basically want to exemplify what they had in Mississippi. This is what I've, from search and research of it, it's given from things, because everything is scattered.
Mm-hmm.
And they said, we're going to exemplify, make sure it looks like Greenwood, Mississippi. So many black people there. So George Washington Carver supposedly went to visit this area that was booming with black business. And because one, I can't remember the guy's name. He actually was trying to make Oklahoma a black state. I can't remember the dude's name.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a book though. Let me finish the story first. So this guy, George Washington Carver, went there, seen all these black businesses, and he said, man, this is like the Negro Wall Street. And that's where the Black Wall Street started from. Apparently from that too. That's another story.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But
600 businesses, like black-owned businesses. Like, I haven't been nowhere where I've seen 600 black-owned businesses. I know I was complaining on this pod like 20 episodes ago about seeing
Mexican.
Yeah, Spanish, yeah. Mexican,
Spanish, because that's two different things. So we gotta say it's Mexican, it's Mexican. See, we see another thing while we're walking on eggshells. If we say Mexican, it sounds like it's derogatory when it's actually the exemplification of somebody who they are. You know what I'm saying? They're from Mexico, they are Mexican.
Yeah, that's
call a person that's from Spain Mexican. They got their own internal racism type stuff too now.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I don't like being called African American.
I know you're talking about that. And believe it or not, I talked to my homeboy that's in England. I had him on the Naughty Lounge. If you haven't listened to Trevor and I have our own podcast as well. I have the Naughty Lounge, which stands for Not Overthinking It, which is a business podcast. Trevor has the Trevor Jackson podcast. He has also a couple others too. Make sure you subscribe to our separate channels as well.
Yeah, that's a fact.
It's important.
Mm-hmm.
It's a book that I'm just bought, and I'm gonna have this guy on the Naughty Lounge next week. This guy named Julian Waddle. And he has a book called Tales from the Greenwood District, a peek into Black Wall Street before the massacre. Tales from the Greenwood District, a peek into the Black Wall Street before the massacre. So I'm not a fiction book reader. You know, I'm not about fiction, I'm not about fake.
Yeah.
But when I was told it was fiction, he said, no. What it is that the historical stuff is actually real, like the streets, the names of certain streets and buildings and businesses, because through all the research they done, there was not much paperwork, but they were able to get with someone that wrote a book in 1920, not with the person, but they were able to find some book historical information that was able to name the streets and all this other stuff. So they made up what's fiction about is they made up characters living those lives to tell about the positiveness of Black Wall Street, because we never hear about what happened or the businesses there.
Yeah,
that podcast you talked about, we always hear the massacre.
We don't hear about the uplifting part. We don't hear about how these businesses was created. We don't hear about the good times. We only hear about the pain. And I be fatigued when I hear too much pain.
Yeah, because you talked about energy.
Yeah.
You talked about the energy. And guess what? The reason why they had this, let's remember, keep things in context too, though, Trail. At one time, black companies and businesses had no other choice but to shop with black people. You follow what I'm saying? So it's one thing to end up, saying, hey, they had all these businesses going black this, black that, but they had no other choice.
Yeah,
that was it.
That was all that's all access they had to it, and that was 1900s before the easy access to vehicles.
Right.
Yeah.
And then and think about the dress. People carried themselves differently back then.
Yeah. And I was listening to that show that I was telling you about earlier, and on that show they said that Tulsa had the largest hotel in the United States. Like it seated it housed 150 people, and that was the biggest one in the United States at the time, and they burned it down. And that's massive money, man. That's a lot of money when you have a hotel industry and it's owned by black people. I wonder what's the percentage of black individuals owning hotels now.
Just guess. I bet it's less than 5%.
Yeah.
And then we talking about luxurious hotels. I mean, black people are owning luxurious. So the podcast he's talking about, we giving them a shout out on the show or salute. It's called Blind Spot. It's about Blind Spot, Tulsa Burning.
Yeah, Blind Spot, Tulsa Burning it's a podcast by the History Channel.
There you go. So that's what they talking about. Go check it out. Get some. But once again, they talking about the burning of Tulsa. And I talk about like where it's really concentrate. Let's concentrate on the so-and-so business, the cleaners, or not just the cleaners, the hotel industry there, or what this one street was Greenwood one street? Was it a full community? What was it? All we hear is about the Tulsa and about how at one time the city, the state of Oklahoma and Tulsa, the city, was acting like it didn't even happen.
And why, if it was thriving so much, why did the government and people that I was listening to said that the police had something to do with that? Like, I didn't know the police. Well, let me stop.
We know the history about why it was put in place.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let me show that.
Yeah. So
keep them slaves in place, man.
Them slaves in place. So if they productive and they're profiting and they're elevating in life, we got to do something about this. And the lady that was talking on the show, she said her grandmother told her a story about planes dropping stuff over the at the time of the burning. Planes dropping stuff out of the sky. So they use military force also.
Government use military force. See, so the oldest surviving member or residents of Tulsa, from the Black Wall Street, was let's see what her name was. I sent you that video. We ain't gonna look at the video, but her name was Viola Fletcher.
Yeah,
who just spoke at Congress here recently at 107 years old. Was 7 years old when that actually happened.
Wow.
Now, she got to relive that nightmare over and over and over. She got to relive it all the time. But she was way too young to try to actually remember businesses, vibrant businesses, right? So you can't just name it. You know, if she was 18 or in a teen, she probably can tell you, oh, so-and-so business was this and that business was that. She was 7 and she the oldest surviving person. Probably the only woman left.
Yeah.
So, I mean, but it's a lot going on, man. Eggshells, man. Eggshells, because
on eggshells, living on eggshells,
living on them. Trevor, I'm gonna real quick. So, because we simply talking about walking on eggshells, and there's some people that just decides not to walk on eggshells. They don't care nothing about no eggshells at all, in politics or not in politics.
Yeah, they don't. They don't at all.
The Chicago mayor, Lori Lightfoot. Have you heard about her?
I heard the name, but I didn't hear the situation.
She the older lady, light-skinned lady with the short hair. There's the mayor of Chicago.
Yeah, I've been seeing her face too.
And she said, I mean, yeah, she was so, a lot of black people they had a lot of FaceTime on media during last year because they were stepping up to the plate. People willing to listen. They were saying things. And sometimes you put a mic in somebody's face that may not be fully, completely accepted by everybody.
Yeah.
Because so like Cuomo was like the next president before he had all the women come out on him.
Yeah, and started talking too much.
To my hey, looking at the girl saying, "Oh my God, he looked at my shirt," and I felt weird because he looked at my shirt. Violate. But so it's like, man, hey, he done fell off. Well, you could take him down. Well, Lightfoot done told folks, she said, I ain't interviewing nobody that ain't color. Yeah, even Trevor face crunched up.
The word color?
And she said, I'm not doing any interview, no one-on-one interviews without anyone of color. So meaning you basically can't be no white male.
Yeah.
Or white woman or whoever. They say minority, women are minorities now too, because they put that in there. They always say minority in a sense, but even though they're majority on the planet, but however, they saying, hey, she said, I will not do no one-on-one interviews unless you of someone of color.
Mhm.
Now you're a very intellectual individual. You think about, we talked about stuff like this before, but is that not reverse racism though?
Yeah, that is reverse racism.
And you done said, "Oh, we racist." You even said on the Jackson boy, man, I might be racist.
I'm racist.
And then break down what racist mean though, man. Because if you say that now, if you was white, you're gonna be canceled.
Everybody's racist,
And if we was big time, we'll be canceled ourselves because you just said that.
But yeah, that's eggshells. But everybody's racist because racist means one concerned with their own race.
Oh. Well, she's not even concerned with just her own race. She said anyone of color she would do a one-on-one interview with. But if you're a person, basically white male, you're not getting a one-on-one interview. So this news reporter he actually suing her for discrimination.
And that's a good reason to sue her, because I don't feel that way about. I feel like you're limiting yourself when you single out anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you single out anything, you limiting yourself. So why say that you want the other individual's reaction? Process. You want to understand them and understand what they're thinking about doing, and you just got to have an understanding for everything, because at the end of the day, if you're a believer in God, you're a believer in the word, the universe, and everything is one before you split it down to anything else. She
said she getting tired of it being lily white. And that's so. Do we get too cocky as black folk? So who really has the power when you are allowed to say certain things, or do you have the power because you don't have to say nothing at all? You can shut something down.
Everyone has the power, but as soon as you open your mouth, you can sway. Sway the power. You can gain power when you open your mouth, or you can lose power when you open your mouth. That's why sometimes silence is better than saying anything at all.
And you know what? And she probably would have been powerfully looked at if she just didn't accept the interviews. But she got on that mug and just had to say, I ain't doing nothing with nobody unless they're someone of color. I'm tired of this lily whiteness. Wow. And you the mayor of the city, got some pretty high crime rates going on. You know they're gonna talk bad about you now.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what they were saying about. She said, is she afraid that she might be asked by someone else? Because they're more lenient. People are more lenient when they can, you look like me, I look like you, so I'm not gonna be up on. And I know what the hot butts, the eggshells.
And a key word she said that you don't, when you are in those positions, you don't never speak your weakness. Her weakness was saying that I'm tired. So that you letting the other side, since we splitting everything up, know that you're fatigued about this. Bothers you. So this bothers you. We're gonna give you more of it.
Listen what you just said though, sir. That's on a more personal note. You said you let the other side know you're tired of fatigue. So if you tired of fatigue, I'm gonna put more on you. And then what we've been talking about personally though?
Yeah. That's why I don't like explaining myself. Because I speak my weakness into the atmosphere and it grows.
Golly, boy. Are you smoking a doobie? What you over there doing? My boy got him. You know what I'm saying? You speaking so much wisdom right now. You in the zone.
It's my energy I always found. This is the only time my energy really floating right now. I'm lit.
You actually a freaking astronaut right now, man.
Hey man, let's get to it, man. We gotta let people know about the eggshells and this life, and since you were speaking on political individuals, can I switch the topic, Troy?
Yes, go do it. It's me and you.
Yeah, let's get it.
What we worried about? Go.
Absolutely nothing. So you seen Biden today?
I heard a little bit of it. I didn't really get into it, but go ahead, give me your feedback on the speech today.
I don't want to get into it too long. But
I'm gonna go ahead and pause it.
You see Biden today talking, you know what I mean, talking that talk. So
talking like he didn't have, like he ain't never played a part in none of it.
There he is.
Go ahead. Gary, go on.
There he is. He on the screen. Let's listen to what Biden had to say. Then I got a question for you. We ain't even gonna stay here long.
Go.
There are still so many young people here in Ohio and all across America struggling to picture a future, kicked out of their homes, subject to vile practice of conversion therapy. That's why the Biden Foundation created an initiative called As You Are, promoting understanding and acceptance for the safety of LGBTQ youth. This is literally a matter of life and death for so many young people. 2017 study found that 47% of LGBTQ youth had considered suicide and 23% attempted it. I don't have to tell you how hard it is for these kids, because many of you were these kids. You remember the sleepless nights, the tear in your heart when you first spoke your truth. Coach, I'm gay.
Hey, look at that swallow he took.
I'm transgender. Even today, how many of you still look down the street who's watching before you give your partner steal a kiss from them? I suspect many of you have become strong as you are today with the support of those who offered help along the way. Sounds silly, but the teacher who looked out for you in the classroom, the faith leader who reminded you that we're all born and created in God's image, the chosen family who filled the void when your biological family wasn't there.
Enough.
Did that not sound like BLM?
Enough, fam.
Did that sound like the BLM website?
That sound exactly like them. Black Lives Matter website.
When they said the chosen family the most important,
Mm-hmm.
not your actual family. And then pretty soon, Trevor,
Break it down, fam.
is it a sense of where they're gonna end up eliminating that male even more?
That's what I see. And like at the end of the day, the masculine man is not even of existence at this moment. Like
You go keep going, because we're gonna pull up. You know, the two brothers, you and I both always get research of what a term actually means.
What term we researching?
We're gonna go look at masculine or masculinity.
You want me to go ahead and find it?
Go ahead. You can find it. I'm going just quick. You can do it. You got 4 or 5 things or whatever with you.
Okay. Masculine definition: having qualities or appearance traditionally associated with men. He is outstandingly handsome and robust. Very masculine.
That's okay. What masculinity? Go to masculinity then. So he said resemblance of a man. That's what masculine means. What does masculinity then means?
Qualities or attributes regarded as characteristics of men. Handsome, muscled, driven. He's a prime example of masculinity. And on the images that they're showing a man working out, a man with his shirt off, a man flexing his biceps, and it's just a lot, man. It's attributes, behaviors, and roles associated with men. Biologically, a male.
So my thing is there an issue with people that's not as, because sometimes people think masculinity can truly mean I'm gonna go knock somebody out, and I know some gay dudes that knock you out.
That's fact.
No matter if you gay or not, you can knock somebody out. Some gay dudes can be as stronger than an ox. They because they've been having to fight for so long, they would knock your head off your shoulder,
straight off your shoulders.
But my thing is, there's a place for both. I think there's a place for there's a place of characteristics of male masculinity. You have male attributes, right? So if you're a male and you have a cock and balls, that's what they say. That's what it is. Testicles and a penis. Now we got here the eggshells go. God, I need some. I see the eggshells in the back.
Yes, sir.
Is there a problem to say I'm a man, Trevor? It's like it's a problem to say I am a male and I like women.
I like your hand. I am a male.
I mean, look, I'm a man and I like women. Is there a problem? And not only that, I like a certain type of lady or whatever, or this and that. And it's like, oh, you can't do that.
You know what the problem is?
Yeah, what's that?
We have to do that. The problem is that We actually have to do that. We shouldn't have to do that.
But if you do that and you do it out loud, you're getting canceled.
You're living on eggshells.
Cause, for example, I seen a video where someone say, "Hey, you know, you can," and this is a cultural norm too. It can be a cultural norm in a sense, not just cultural, a social norm. A female can talk about what type of guy she wants.
Yeah.
You know, 6-pack, this, that, this, and that. And if a guy says this is the type of woman he wants, he's sexist. Because the guy said, he said, man, you know, I like a woman like this, like a woman like that. They said, whoa, you can't do that.
Yeah.
What do you mean I can't do that? Because that's just, you know, I'm beautiful, I'm this, I'm that. He said, hold on, you just told me what type of guy you wanted.
Mm-hmm.
You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah, I heard you loud and clear.
But then when like, so it's getting to a point. I had a conversation with some, and it's even more difficult as a parent.
Mm-hmm.
Because my wife and I and the kids, we went to go spend some time with some other couples with their kids this past weekend.
Yes, sir.
And I was asking them, I said, is masculinity dead? And one wife who we don't butt head, we both are the same, we both objective.
Mm-hmm.
And I like discussing with her because she's gonna ask questions and you gotta be able to ask questions. We gotta talk over each other at time, but we gotta make sure we bring up different questions. She said, but what does it matter? I think it's the problem we got now. Why can't the boys be like? Because we talked about the fact that one of the little boys, not our children, but someone else said they heard about a person said their son wanted to wear a dress. Now, can you not tell your child that's not what we do? I'm not doing. You're not wearing a dress today.
You see, like D Wade and Gabby, they acceptance of their child saying that they accepted it because
that's
Zaya Wade that is a female now.
But did we not have a discussion about this before? We talked right during the presidential race when the lady got up asking about her, asking Biden about her child who identifies as a female.
Mm-hmm.
It's a kid.
Yeah.
Like 9.
Yeah.
But then we can also, then I asked the question, so when is the time a child not old enough to make a decision for themselves? Because if the kid go do something else outside of a child thing, oh, he's a child. She's a child. She don't know better, but you can let them make their decision about their sex.
Before they even have had sex.
Right, before they had sex, before they
like it.
Even time they get older, even as they get older, they grow out of certain things. One guy that had a sex change, and I wish I knew the name on top of my head right now and knew the video to show, but he actually asked his parents, why did you let me do this? Why?
So he's mad.
Why did you let me do this? You follow what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Mad because now he can't go back and get his penis back. It's gone. He's a female. He said, I was young. I didn't know no better. Why did you let me do this? And they said, because we wanted you to make your own decision. This goes down to a whole thing about religion at this point, does it not? This the Godplex right here now.
Yeah, that's the Godplex. Talk to me.
If you know what I'm supposed to do or what I'm going to do before I do it, why did you let me do it? If you all knowing,
you're God.
You're God. You all know. Why did you let me do it before I do it? Because you want to let me make my own decision so I can be separated from you for eternity? Is that cool?
Nah, that's not cool.
So you mean tell me that Lucifer, who was an angel of music, the best of looking, make the dopest beats.
Yeah.
Got a third. Huh?
Dr. Dre can't touch it.
Got a third of the angels with him, convinced them to say, man, let's do this ourselves, baby. Let's go out on the road ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And now I got a battle with this guy as I come, the creators, the creation, the praise God the whole time. And I got a battle against the dude that you knew was going to fight you in the first place. And not only that, you still communicate with this guy. You know, see, so Job, and this now we went preaching. Job, pastor. Look, Job went, he was doing this thing. He living life. He used to do sacrifices just to do sacrifices to be on the safe side.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Lucifer was up there in heaven. And God said, where have you been? And you know, he said, I've been out here roaming the earth to and fro, trying to, doing my thing, baby.
Remember that scripture, yeah.
I'm just doing my thing. He said, and then hold on, Trev. And then God said, have you considered my servant Job? Hold on. You giving them hints? You telling them to go ahead and try your boy out?
Yeah, try him out.
You already know I'm trying to live right anyway. I'm sacrificing double sacrifices to make sure my kids and myself are extra good.
Mm-hmm.
And Satan even said, you know what, man? If I do this now, he gonna turn his back on you guys. I said, no, he ain't. That's my servant right there. He ain't turning his back on me.
Yeah.
Satan said, okay, I got him. Okay. He went down there, did some things, couldn't turn him around. He did some more things, couldn't turn him around. And he came back to God and said, man, he ain't going. And he said, you can do anything you want, just don't kill him. Hold on, Trevor. The God of creation. It's where people can get that. They go into those, and I understand how they can be ciphering between real and not real, God or not a God, or how could God do this to me or us? And he was sitting there talking to Satan. And first of all, he recommended Job for Satan to go get. He let Satan do all this stuff to him. God, of course, gave it back. But why would I want to be tested like that? I wouldn't test my son like that.
Loyalty.
But I wouldn't test my son. Would you test your son like that? You don't know, but I tell you, as a child, as a person that got a child, I don't want to see my son hurt like it. Now, there's be things I let him do because he need to learn. But if Trevor say, hey, man, and I don't even want to speak it, it's just, I could not do something stupid.
But he said he guaranteed that he wasn't going to die. Don't kill him.
No. He said he won't turn his back on me.
Yeah.
He said, and then God said, you can do anything you want, but you can't kill him.
Mm-hmm.
The whole point is that you mean to tell me when you called Ro, Gabriel, here, Peter, you here? Whatever angel you got up there and had, Michael, you here? I'm here.
Mm-hmm.
Say, where you at? I'm here too. You got cast down. I'm just saying. But then go back to when we go in the New Testament, he came, God sent his only begotten son, who he allowed to die as well, but for both rose. But Paul said one thing that's very critical, which this what brings it all back together. He said that I'm just the clay. Who am I to question the potter? I'm just the clay. Meaning I'm here for a purpose. I got to do whatever the creator does. I can't even question him because he created me.
Yeah.
And who am I to question the potter?
And to bring it back to the man being mad. The man being mad that his parents allowed him to make that decision.
Exactly. I didn't know any better, man. I was a child. But I wanted to let you make your own decision and figure out what you wanted, son. Now I'm screwed up, man.
Permanently.
So one of my cousins put a post up that said, has any of their sons, this is why it's so critical, man.
Yeah.
How important men and sons are.
Mm-hmm.
Because biologically, you cannot have another person created without that seed. Biologically, the human body, in a sense, you can make a test tube baby, you can make some stem babies, but the traditional original way to create is to have the seed with fertile ground or fertile egg to make another person. That's why it's important to have both. Now, if you want to choose to do certain things, just say that's on you. But don't crucify me because I would rather be a male.
And we're living in a time where you make your own decisions. And people, this country, I don't know if it's like that in other countries, but in this country, you make your own decision. And is this a population control thing that is being celebrated? Like today was the mark that they're getting their own month. The LGBTQ community. I can't say it for
Plus, just say the alphabet plus.
Alphabet Plus is they got their own month now.
Yeah.
And I ain't gonna say that. I ain't gonna say nothing about that. But
Oh, you on eggshells, what you're saying.
all the way on eggshells. But at the end of the day, is it a population control thing? Like, because if men, the seed, is not planting the seed in the woman, is the women going to have children? Is it going to be more? Is it going to be more abundance? No. And as we seen coming about this COVID thing, millions of people died. Like millions and millions of people died. I'm thinking of population control, fam. Am I wrong for going there?
No, if you're a conspiracy theorist like yourself at times, you can definitely see that. But then guess what, too? When you think about it, you can still, if you're a gay male or a lesbian female or gay female, you still can have babies. You just have to just partner up to have a baby. You can still make new people. So it's not like it's gone.
Yeah, that's true.
It's just if you and I decided to make a straight month, and people will say, why you need to have a straight month? That's already known. So that's why people would say, why would you have to have a Black History Month? They said, well, you got a white, what they said, I want a white month. Well, white month is every month.
All lives matter.
But what they doing when they come down to a minority group, right? A minority group want to be able to put their stamp on to say we were here. I want to put my stamp on to say I was here. That's all.
Yeah.
Show some statistics about I was here, and that's the same thing I get with the LBGTQ plus alphabet plus month. I get that, but it shouldn't be a point of just a detriment of you want to be, if you want to actually say you want to do a straight month.
Yeah.
A straight day.
Is people like Black History Month, are we doing this because we want to keep it in the history books permanently to say this is what happened? This life that you living now is not normal. And is that what the LGBTQ plus community is saying, that we free now? We get to do whatever we want to. We can kiss in public and everything, but we want this month so you can realize that this was not normal. Because I do remember a time when it was normal to be gay. It was
taboo.
Yeah, it was harder on
that's true.
Homosexual individuals. I remember that time.
And I'm all man, be and do what you want to do, who you want to do it with. That's what, if that's on you, because I can't judge nobody. Because as soon as I start judging someone, I'm judging myself.
That's a fact.
You follow me? I mean, there's no judgment there. It's just that when it comes down to the point of being able to claim or show affection about the fact that and you take pride in who you are, it's now an issue. And I bet that's what the neo-Nazi is talking about, to say, why can I be proud of being white? And I tell people, hey, you want to be proud to be white? Be you. Just don't put no one else in danger.
And we've been on this topic for a while, but
we're gonna get off.
I want to close it with a question to ask you. And my question is, do you feel as if biology and science is being disregarded to appease one's feelings?
Absolutely. That's walking on eggshells.
Yeah, and I agree.
Yeah, that's absolute. Why don't you explain that a little bit and then close it out?
Because biologically and scientifically, you are what you're born as. No matter if you like another individual or not, you are what you're born as. So basically, if you don't agree with biology and science, you saying that God made a mistake.
Yeah, I'm supposed to be, but you know who really got it bad? And I sent you that video. Hermaphrodites. People that have both organs, testicle and the vagina. They gotta choose which one they want to do. They've been growing. That one video I sent you, this guy was growing up as a girl, had manly features, and he had a cuckoo and everything, a clitoris, but it was like a small penis. So you don't see. I don't know if you've seen movies back, some flicks where they got the thing so fat it's like a little pee.
Yeah. I ain't seen that.
I got kids around. Kids, I've been saying pee and wee wees, but they had but he said, but he had a chest like a god chest, not really boobs and nothing like that, but he had both a clitoris and a thing. So he can go both ways. Those are the ones, that small group. Those are the ones that really got a rough because they actually were born with both,
and they don't know what to identify.
And they don't know what. So when they make a decision to truly go ahead and be one sex or one thing, they really making a decision. They could have went both though.
Yeah.
Those are the one that got it tough, not the one. I mean, everybody got it tough. It's a mental thing. It's a mental distraction, a fight, and that's a tough fight. If you feel that you're supposed to be something else, I feel for individuals like that's tough, man. Mental illness is real.
Yeah, because I can't imagine saying that I'm a woman. I supposed to been a woman. God, you made a mistake. I supposed to be Tasha. Now I ain't Trevor. I'm Tasha.
Now Trevor do like wearing girl pants, but not the tight ones. He like the why you do that too.
Not pants. I ain't say pants, did I?
No, the sweatpants.
Yeah, I wear some skinny, slim fit joggers.
He said because they got better colors and they don't look like girl pants on you. Just know they girl pants.
I know they girl pants. Yeah, Nike have the better colors because when you go to Nike outlets and everything, they only have black, white, and gray for men or navy blue. They'll never have the maroons or the teals or the Carolina blues or the raw blues. That's for women.
Just don't walk out there with the juicy on the back.
Oh, nah. Love running down the side of the leg.
But either way, hey, we love everyone.
That's
be who you want to be. Enjoy it. But what Trevor, you said, but is it a distraction? Because every month they come up, is it a distraction from the reality of Juneteenth or something?
I just did some research and I think that their month is October the 1st to the last day of October. I was wrong in that statement when I said the LGBTQ plus community month celebration is in June. I just did some research and it's October.
Oh, so it's not this month. Okay.
Yeah.
Corrected. Yeah. Okay, what's good? Let's get off of it then. So it's no distraction. Juneteenth coming up, baby. When the last plantation in the South, I think it was Louisiana, they got the memo late.
That's a fact.
In June. They supposed to have been freed months ago.
But they got the memo late.
I think even years ago, a couple of years before. So slavery ended in 1865, I think. They got like in 1867. 2 years later, the slave owner didn't give them the memo.
Yeah, we free, little bitty.
You know what I'm saying? They didn't give them the memo, man. But that's on that part. That's we done hit them with some today, man.
We hit them with some. Do we need to save it for Saturday Live or we keep going, fam?
No, we keep going, man. We got. I don't see nothing wrong with us. Some people say we the black CNN or the black Fox or the black news in general because they say, man, y'all be too deep. But would you rather be educated? Or would you like to be played with, little bitty itty?
Yeah, but at the end of the day, like I think we are two individuals that like to learn, and the people that surround us are learners also. So once you leave high school or once you leave college or you get your master's degree, it's not time to stop learning. The world is continuously revolving, and if you ain't learning, you're gonna be left behind. You're gonna be still in that apartment. It's gonna just keep going downhill and downhill. You still gonna be driving that Gremlin with the half a muffler hanging out. You got to keep elevating because time is changing. Things are changing. You see the gas situation we just had recently. That got me thinking about, do I need an electric vehicle? Times are changing, and man, let's get into something, fam. I started off, and I want to talk about yours, but this segment is a new segment that I just thought of all of a sudden while I was at work. It's called Stories from the Hood. Let's do it. Oh, so see,
I like that, Trey. I like it.
the
I
little,
like
boy,
it.
little boy was reading this book about the stories from the hood. So
But I like the way it just came in like boom, man. Like do it again. Let's hit the new segment, man. Boom.
stories from hood, the new segment.
We need to start doing that for every segment we do from remember when, everything. That was dope. I like it. Go ahead. So what's your story?
That's what we're gonna do. So my story from the hood. So back in the early 2000s, late 90s, everybody from the neighborhood we grew up in had a lot of money, a whole lot of it. So we would ride to the fireworks place in Gatlinburg, and we would all individually, 10 brothers would spend like $1,500.
Now, when you say everybody had money, you talking about people that was in the pharmaceutical sales business?
Yeah, and individuals that wasn't also.
Okay.
Had college degrees and good jobs and all of that, working at Oak Ridge and UT TVA, all of that.
Okay.
So, we would go to the fireworks place, and everybody spent $1,000 to $1,500 individually. And we would come back. It'll start off as a grilling out, a peaceful firework. Yeah. So I remember one incident, and if people can visualize what I'm about to say, this is just a story that I'm telling that I can remember. You know, when cities have big boy fireworks, they put in the bomb, the grenades they put in the thing, and it shoot up way high in the air.
Yeah.
We had those in our hands, lighting them and throwing them at each other.
No, that's like the Roman candles. You know, people run around shooting Roman candles. Like that's so stupid, but that's how we grew up with that.
But we learned that from the Roman candles.
Yeah, we had a big ball.
We had the big grenades.
No,
that go up in the air. The fire, the real. Yeah, they was like $50 a bomb. We'll light them and be throwing them at each other.
No,
people riding down the street with their windows rolled down. We'll throw one in the car. They'll ride. Boom! And it'll.
Stop it!
Oh God! But I can remember that as an early 20-year-old individual and as a teenager, and that was some of the funnest times in my life. Some of the most hilarious moments ever. Story from the hood. That's my story.
That's a good one. Hey, you know what? That's good. That should be your segment.
That's that'll be my segment.
I like it, man. That's a beautiful one. I like that, man. That was good, man. I give you a clap on that. That was a good story, and I like the way you even ended it off and brought it in. That's nice.
Stories from the hood.
Stories from the hood. And if I got me one of them, it'll be I throw one in. I mean, I always gotta. I done told so many stories on here. They probably be a repeat. So.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But that was but dude, doing a thing in the car. I mean, Trail, come on.
Riding down the street, they don't know us in the back seat, and then they get down the street 100 yards, and it just like poof, it's coming out their windows and everything. And just like the thing that's way up in the air, the big firework thing that they show off at every city's fireworks show, we had them in our hand throwing them at people. It was ridiculous, fam. It was ridiculous, but it was hilarious. I got hit with one in the back, hole in the back of my shirt and everything.
Oh, did the hole go in your body? I mean, Jesus, dude.
It hit me. It hurt a little bit. It sting, but I just went and got me another one and threw it at them. We was throwing them off the interstate and everything.
Oh my!
We was ridiculous, fam. I'm talking about that was ridiculous.
That's ridiculous. That was actually embarrassing. I was pissed off. I'm gonna wrecking and hitting stuff because of ignorance of her throwing stuff, man.
But we was bad children.
Y'all was grown. You said you was 20. You was 20 years old, 19.
I'm snitching that all.
Yeah, they were dry snitching like that. Nah, but either way, I was scared. Throwing it in their car and just hearing.
Poof.
You sleep.
What's that? This story, hey, that thing was loud, boy.
Just think if you had that thing just in your car, that's scary.
Yeah. But talk to me about what Troy curious about this week, fam.
Man, so that was you done got me throwing off with the freaking fireworks in the car. That's just crazy, man. But my main thing we already spoke about a little bit. I'm curious about is that reverse racism, like I said before, when we go back and say, hey man, I don't want to do this. unless you black or unless you colored or some other nationality. You know, do we get upset when someone say, well, you can't do that? Why can't I do that? Is that reverse racism? That's what I was curious about. And we basically answered that. And we walk on eggshells all the time.
What's crazy about you saying reverse racism and stuff like that? Like recently I've been watching the NBA playoffs, right? And during this NBA playoffs, I seen 3 incidents that bothered me. And I gotta look them up because I don't remember each individual one, but I wonder if you have seen this.
All right.
Also myself. Did you see when fans, right?
Oh my God, yeah. Oh yeah, that was despicable. Go ahead.
In New York, they spitted Trae Young.
Man, nasty.
In Boston, they threw a water bottle at Kyrie Irving. So Russell Westbrook, I'm gonna pull it up. He got injured. I'm gonna pull it up, fam. This is what I was want to talk about. He got injured on a play, and this happened. Can you see that, Troy?
Yeah, go ahead.
So he got injured on the play, and we're gonna play a little bit of what Chuck had to say about it too. You know Charles Barkley. Now look at this. Check it out, fam.
So he's nobody bullying him.
So Westbrook gonna roll the ankle there.
Now watch as he walk off from his injury into the locker room. Watch what happens though, Troy. Tell me how you would have felt if you was a player and this happened.
And then on the way to the locker room, somebody dumps popcorn on it.
That's unnecessary. That's
You know Westbrook gonna show he can fight. Look at him. He going in.
Yeah.
Say.
Let's listen to it.
And yeah, Russell's hot, as you would expect.
You see, y'all guys always get mad when I tell you what NBA rule I would change. Which one is that? I think you should be able to go up in the stands and beat the hell out of one person per game.
Yeah, you should. Yeah. I can't see why.
Oh my God.
Chuck's stupid. I bet that's my wife's daddy. I mean, my wife's daddy favorite commentator is Chuck.
Yeah,
I bet he loved when I bet he loved when he said be able to go up in the stands and knock somebody out.
But that's too much negativity, man.
No, but that's too much. But that is very. But then those guys got walked out. Whoever did that, they got them. They walked them out and lost their season tickets. And some of them, I think, even the one that did the spitting got banned from the stadium.
Yeah, from all NBA stadium.
Oh, from all NBA. But that person with Corona going on, man. You mean tell me that you spitting and doing all that? You should have been sprung on.
Man, you spit somebody in the projects, you know what's gonna happen. You going to the
he's going to. Hey, but I tell you what I was curious about before we get up out of here with that part was hold on. But what was your question with that? Because I was disturbed by that too. What was your synopsis about that?
All of those individuals was white.
Oh my God.
And all of those players was black. I ain't gonna get into it, but
all the players are black anyway.
Yeah. Racism. That's all I was gonna say, man. I wasn't gonna go too deep. It's just crazy, man.
How important is your name, Trevor?
It's very valuable.
How important is your nickname?
It's very valuable.
Right, because it's a name, it identifies you, right? T.I. What's his nickname, Trev?
T.I.P., the king of the South.
Trouble Man.
Trouble Man. Ooh.
His IG thing say Trouble Man. He got an album called Trouble Man. He got a song, I'm a trouble man, not always in trouble, man. 100 grand, man, 50. I'm a trouble man, always in trouble. If you continuously identify yourself as a troubled individual, Trevor, you all about the energy. What does that mean? The energy is going to come back to you.
You spoke it into existence. Everything that's going to happen to you and everything that's about to happen to you.
Spoken into existence, man. So when you think about it, some more women that came out on your boy T.I.
And they in a whole different state.
And then if they start talking about transporting state lines and everything else, it could be some federal issues, right?
Yes, sir.
But I was thinking about, man, how important your name is, even your nickname. His name was Troubled Man.
Trouble Man. always in trouble, man.
Right.
100 grand Chevy is all.
All colors, man. Right.
Yeah, yeah.
This just made me think about, man, I gotta ask Trevor how important your name is. If your name, what you call yourself and what you speaking into is this and the energy you putting out there and the universe returning back to you, what should you expect?
Even if it's not you at that moment. Like when you ask God for a blessing, you receive it at that moment. You keep asking, you keep doing things. You that's why, like, don't stop. I advise people, look at your cash app every day, even if you know somebody ain't sent you no money. Say it's $1 million in there one day. You spoke about writing some things down and into existence at the end of the year. Things that you want. If you want trouble and you the trouble man, then trouble is gonna come. He might be 60 and the real trouble come. It's just, you know what I mean? Affirmations. You affirm.
Speaking it on that, you got it all on there. Last thing. If you are you, and I want to know, are you in an employee mindset or in a boss mindset? If you are an employee, should you know all the books?
No.
See, we didn't talk about the Joe Budden stuff. We ain't been on.
We haven't.
And we just gonna briefly touch on that thing. So your boy Roy and Ma and them moved on. They operating on their own thing, like you seen. Look, they hadn't had an episode yet got 100,000 subscribers.
125. I looked today.
But would you not expect that? I would have been disappointed if they didn't have it.
Yeah, I expected
without a show. They should be able to have it without a show. But then when it come down to it, as an employee, should you know the books? Now I know they got different things going on. They had some different partnerships, stuff like that. But that made me start thinking about, as an employee, should you actually know the books? And employees don't know. You don't know what Cisco doing.
Nah.
You know what they're doing, but you don't know you don't know their books.
No.
Although they're a publicly traded company, you still don't know everything.
No. And even if your friend is the owner of that company, it's still not your responsibility to know all the books. It's just not what you're supposed to be doing. Like, you're an employee now, and if you come in from the gate, I'm the boss. I'm part of the movement. I'm helping create and elevate this thing and move it forward. Then you have a right to everything. But if you don't do that from the jump, then you through with money.
Last thing this is interesting at the show. It's called EggShells.
Yes, sir.
Can you compliment a woman in 2021?
Yes, you can. But you got
win.
You got to know how to do it. If you don't have no wordplay to compliment her without an aggressive tone or without it being some form of uncomfort, then don't do it.
But you've seen that it don't matter what it is. You can have a smooth comfort and say, I like your hair today. And then they say, what do you mean? HR.
I would say your hair looks nice. Who did it? I was thinking about if she combats me with that, I was thinking about telling my girl, the hairdresser that did your hair.
Look how you get it now.
I can fix it now. If you don't got no word,
get the hairdresser, to do her hair like that. That's good.
My girl though, I was about who you go to. I want to introduce my girl to her so she can get her hair done by that person because that looks nice. And by me saying my girl, that took it off.
That took
the threat away. For real. Even in the court of law, I would say the same thing to the judge. If I was asking about my woman getting her hair, though, what y'all talking about? I ain't attracted to her. That ain't what I want.
Dude, when we get ready to go to Remember When, we gotta have that same type of thing with the project story. Just go right to it. What's that part? Is the part not part of interruption? But like how we talking to Remember When? That's something
we're gonna do that. I'm gonna make sure that happen. That's gonna happen for the educational segments and all of that. The just curious. I might have somebody scratching their head at what they're curious about.
I like it.
You know what I mean? And Remember When and all of that. Stories from the hood. We just gonna have to have those segments and the music
like it, man.
With it. Yeah.
Cool, man. So man, that was some good stuff, a good conversation. I'm glad we were back. We got to spend some time with each other and be able to share our stories and things like that. What did you remember when with? I mean, what you got in mind for remember when, bro?
My thoughts. I really didn't have a remember when, but I could come up with one right quick.
Okay, you know what? I didn't either,
but we can come up with them.
Oh, we always got a couple of those.
Now, I remember when before COVID, right? I remember when moving to this city, a metropolitan city, traffic was different for me. I wasn't used to that type of traffic.
Oh yeah, I bet. Going 40 miles, going 55 is your max speed on interstate, then going 70 to 80. That's a huge awakening, brother.
Yeah. And then the people that's going, it's speed limit 70, but everybody going 90.
Well, I was nervous, boy. I ain't gonna lie, I was nervous.
Yeah. But now that the country is open and it's back like that, what I remember is the peacefulness, the silence, the trees, the walking in the trail, the fresh air. You human beings was in the house.
You're right, because now it's a whole different ball game, bro.
Mask off, mask on, like Future.
All of it.
But what you remember, my brother, before we get
on? You remember when the fire station used to come to the projects? Not the fire station, but the fire truck. And shoot that, and this was interesting that back in the day when the fire truck used to spray black people down in the 60s wasn't fun.
Oh my God. I know where you're going.
But then when we got older, for field day or something like that, used to bring the fire trucks out and we just running that nasty freaking dirt and grass and
all that water.
They just spraying us with the water, having fun. We just running through there. We just got on shorts and no shoes and
shirt off.
Shirt off. Got the water going, and they just spraying us down and took the thing off the fire hydrant and just let the water come out.
Yeah,
you remember that?
I remember that real clear. I remember that like it was yesterday, fam.
But just 20 years before, they were spraying us down against the wall and dogs biting. When you think about it now, like they were spraying us down and it wasn't happy. But then later on, when they come to the projects, they just spraying us with water and we just having fun with it.
That's a great remember one right there, because I remember that like it. I remember May Day in elementary school.
Exactly, May Day, yeah.
They used to do that at May Day too, the little kids.
What was May Day for? Is it because it was out of school? Why did they call everybody had a May Day?
First day of May, wasn't it?
I don't know. It probably was, but what was the significance of his first day of May? And they just when they bring the fire truck out, you have the running relays. You used to have all the field day outside. Do you remember field days, Trevor? Boy, when you used to go out and just field day.
Yeah. I'm getting ready to see why school
kickball.
Okay, May Day is a Northern Hemisphere festival, also called International Workers' Day. The day is celebrated in many Waldorf schools. It is an ancient tradition of celebrating the arrival of summer. From each grade take turns doing a May pole dance.
Did you say a May pole dance? Oh, what the? A May pole dance.
And I remember that big pole out there. I used to be a pole dancer. Boy, this country, I'm trying to tell you.
Don't stop, get it, don't stop, get it.
Trevor up on that pole on May Day, wasn't it?
Up on that pole.
People like, go, Trevor, go. But it was fun, man. Hey, great pod, man. I'm glad thank y'all for tuning in with us and listening, spending time with us. And we look forward to seeing y'all even more. Look, make sure if you like what you've seen and what you like hearing about and seeing us to conversate, make sure you go over to Two Brothers on all podcast platforms. Two Brothas, Brothas BROTHAS podcast.
Yes.
The audio version is even better. The visual is on point regardless. But we thank y'all, appreciate y'all. Go ahead, Trev. Take us on out there, man.
Hey, like I say on every show, peace, love, plenty of abundance. Go and get you some money. Hit the music, Troy. Let's do it.
Yeah. Two brothers gonna work it out. Good God. Two brothers gonna work it out.
Brothers gon' lay. Not one.